Akashvani presents Morning News. Good morning, I'm Anuja Kumar. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says world is confident that India can provide low-cost, quality, sustainable and scalable solutions to global challenges. IMF says Indian economy has emerged as a star performer and is projected to contribute more than 16% of global growth. Indian Coast Guard deploys ships, aircraft and disaster relief teams in flood-affected areas of South Tamil Nadu. Army evacuates 150 people to safety in flood-affected district of Tuticorin. US announces new multinational task force to counter Houthi militants' threat in Red Sea. And death toll rises to 127 in earthquake-affected Gansu and Qinghai provinces of China. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said the world is confident that India can provide low-cost, quality, sustainable and scalable solutions to global challenges. He highlighted that India's Chandrayaan mission has raised the expectations of the world manifold. Mr. Modi said this while interacting with the young innovators at the grand finale of Smart India Hackathon 2023.
आज पूरी दुनिया की नजरें आप जैसे यंग माइंड्स पर टिकी है। दुनिया को विश्वास है कि भारत में उसे ग्लोबल चैलेंजेस का लो कॉस्ट, क्वालिटी, सस्टेनेबल और स्केलेबल सॉल्यूशन मिलेगा। हमारे चंद्रयान मिशन ने विश्व की उम्मीदों को कई गुना बढ़ा दिया है। आपको इन उम्मीदों को ध्यान में रखते हुए अलग अलग सेक्टर्स में नई टेक्नोलॉजी को इनोवेट करना है। देश की आधुनिक जरूरतों को ध्यान में रखते हुए अपनी दिशा तय करनी।
Mr. Modi hoped that their innovations during hackathon will aid in nation's development, especially in the rail sector. He added that the government is focusing on the rail sector in a big way and Indian Railways is going through its transformational phase. He added that the central government is spending thousands of crores on this and the government's focus is also on logistics. The Prime Minister said India of 21st century is moving forward with the mantra of Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan, Jai Vigyan and Jai Anusandhan.
21वीं सदी का भारत आज जय जवान, जय किसान, जय विज्ञान और जय अनुसंधान के मंत्र पर आगे बढ़ रहा है। कुछ हो ही नहीं सकता, ये बदल ही नहीं सकता। इस सोच से अब हर भारतीय बाहर निकला है। इसी नई सोच के चलते बीते 10 वर्षों में भारत 10वें नंबर से 5वें नंबर की इकोनॉमी बना है।
Mr. Modi said that India is at a turning point in time where every effort will strengthen the foundation of the India of the next 1,000 years. He urged the youth to work together to make India developed with the goal of Atmanirbhar Bharat.
आज हम समय के एक ऐसे मोड़ पर हैं जहां हमारा हर प्रयास अगले 1000 साल के भारत की नींव को मजबूत करेगा। आज भारत विश्व के सबसे युवा देशों में से एक है। आज भारत में विश्व का सबसे बड़ा टैलेंट पूल है। आज भारत में एक स्थिर और मजबूत सरकार है। आज भारत की अर्थव्यवस्था रिकॉर्ड तेजी से आगे बढ़ रही है। आज भारत में साइंस और टेक्नोलॉजी पर अभूतपूर्व बल दिया जा रहा है।
This year, the grand finale of the Smart India Hackathon is being held from today till the 23rd of this month. More than 50,000 ideas were received from 44,000 teams, which is almost a seven-fold increase compared to the first edition of the Smart India Hackathon. Over 12,000 participants and more than 2,500 mentors are taking part in the grand finale, scheduled to be held at 48 nodal centers across the country. India has emerged as a star performer and is projected to contribute more than 16% of the global growth. This was stated by the International Monetary Fund, or IMF, while saying that the nation has been growing at a robust rate due to economic reforms in key sectors like digitization and infrastructure. The IMF released its annual Article 4 consultation with India, according to which India is on track to be one of the fastest growing major economies in the world this year. Nada, Choweri, the mission of India at IMF, in an interview has said that India is one of the fastest growing large emerging markets and it is contributing more than 16% of global growth this year in the current projections. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said that India's rapid economic growth is not only helping its citizens but is also helping the global economy. He said this while sharing a media report on IMF terming India a star performer and saying that India is projected to contribute over 16% to the global growth. The government has said that 23 crore 58 lakh soil health cards have been distributed to the farmers so far. The soil health card provides information to farmers on nutrient status of their soil, along with recommendations on appropriate dosage of nutrients to be applied for improving the soil health and its productivity. Union Agriculture and Farmers Welfare Minister Arjun Munda said this in a written reply in the Lok Sabha. He said the guidelines for implementation of various activities regarding the health of the soil have been issued to the farmers from time to time. In Nagaland, Viksit Bharat Sankalp Yatra has proved to be beneficial for town dwellers of the state. Since the launch of the urban phase of Viksit Bharat Sankalp Yatra in Nagaland on the 8th of this month, it has covered 12 urban locations of 8 districts. Details from our correspondent.
Covering 12 locations of urban areas of 8 districts of Nagaland, IEC vans has been successfully reaching out to the people of the state. Citizens have enthusiastically participated and displayed keenness to know how they can become beneficiaries of various government welfare schemes. Mrs. Atuli Sema is a street vendor from Chumukitima town shared on the benefits of PM Swanidhi.
My name is Atuli Sema and belongs to Sumi Naga tribe. I am a street vendor from Chumukitima town. In 2020, due to COVID pandemic in the state, during which we could apply for PM Swanidhi scheme, it has provided a lot of support and assistance to us. I am very grateful to the central government for such scheme and hope that more schemes for street vendors would be initiated and implemented in future.
The second phase of Viksit Bharat Sankalp Yatra urban campaign will begin from January 8, 2024. For Akashvani, Asunyo, Kohima.
In Maharashtra, under the ongoing Viksit Bharat Sankalp Yatra, information about various centrally sponsored schemes were provided to the underprivileged, poor, women and youth of the Kundane and Bilidi villages of Dhule district yesterday. Former Union Minister Dr. Subhash Bhamre and villagers of these two villages welcomed the Viksit Bharat Sankalp Rath. On large scale, villagers visited the various stalls providing information about the centrally sponsored schemes. Dr. Bhamre said that to take India and the people of the country on the path of development, the central government under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi is implementing more than 70 various schemes for the poor and deprived sections of the society. He also requested people to know the schemes very well and come forward to be a part of Atmanirbhar Bharat. Meanwhile, Viksit Bharat Sankalp Yatra has reached Mumbai's Vile Parle Dayaldas Marg. The Yatra has received a good response from the citizens, including women and senior citizens.
मैं प्रिया हितेश सावंत विले पार्ले में रहती हूँ। मैंने दीनदयाल अंत्योदय योजना का लाभ लिया है। इसमें मुझे 2 लाख तक का लोन मिला और ये लोन से मैंने पानी का बिजनेस शुरू कर दिया। कोरोना जैसी सिचुएशन में ये बिजनेस ने मुझे बहुत सपोर्ट किया। इसमें कुछ लोगों को फ्री में भी पानी दे दिया है और इसके लिए हमारे पंतप्रधान नरेंद्र मोदी जी, इनका मैं धन्यवाद मानती हूँ।
This is Akashvani giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts. The Tamil Nadu government has set up special teams to carry out relief measures as the rains have reduced. More than 40 lakh people have been affected by historic floods after 1871. In a letter to Raksha Mantri Rajnath Singh, Chief Minister M.K. Stalin has appealed for more helicopters so that maximum number of helicopters can be deployed immediately to attend to the alarming situation. Southern Command of the Indian Army reached out to the flooded district of Tuticorin and assisted over 150 people in bringing them to safety. Acting on the request of the state government, one team undertook a rescue operation and assisted over 400 people to shelter. Meanwhile, the Indian Coast Guard has deployed its ships, aircraft and disaster relief teams in the flood-affected areas of South Tamil Nadu. The Coast Guard said they have saved Tuticorin and the adjoining areas. Coast Guard has deployed 6 disaster relief teams with rescue boats and essential aid to assist local population stranded in various pockets of South Tuticorin and adjacent areas. The first session of the 16th Assembly in Rajasthan will begin at 11 this morning. During the 2-day session, Pro Tem Speaker Kali Charan Sarraf will administer oaths to the newly elected MLAs. After that, the Speaker of the Assembly will be elected. We have a report.
Chief Minister Bhajan Lal Sharma and Deputy Chief Ministers Diya Kumari and Premchand Bairwa will take oath as Assembly members today in the House. This time, 72 new faces will be seen in the Assembly. 20 women MLAs will also take oath in the House. The election of the Assembly Speaker will be held tomorrow. Vasudev Devnani will be the Speaker candidate from BJP. The seating arrangements of the Assembly members have been decided in the House. However, the leader of opposition is yet to be announced by the Congress. Jitendra Dwivedi, Akashvani News, Jaipur.
In some international news, Prime Minister Narendra Modi had a telephonic conversation with his Israeli counterpart Benjamin Netanyahu yesterday. In a social media post, Mr. Modi said they had a productive exchange of views on the ongoing Israel-Hamas conflict, including shared concerns on the safety of maritime traffic. He highlighted India's consistent stand in favor of early restoration of peace and stability in the region, with continued humanitarian assistance for those affected. Mr. Netanyahu briefed Mr. Modi on the recent developments in the ongoing conflict. Mr. Modi emphasized an early and peaceful resolution of the conflict, including the release of all hostages through dialogue and diplomacy. United States has announced the creation of a new multinational task force to counter Houthi militants' threat in Red Sea. The 10-nation task force, named as Operation Prosperity Guardian, will include the navies of Bahrain, Canada, France, Italy, the Netherlands, Norway, Seychelles, Spain and the United Kingdom. In China, the death toll from a massive earthquake in Gansu and Qinghai provinces has reached 127. A 6.2 magnitude earthquake struck 2 northwestern provinces yesterday, sending residents fleeing outside into below freezing temperatures. State media has reported that rescuers in remote villages of the country are digging through the rubble of the collapsed homes in freezing condition. In sports, in men's cricket, South Africa defeated India by 8 wickets in the second ODI at St. George's Park in Gqeberha last night. India had defeated South Africa by 8 wickets in the opening ODI of the 3-match series in Johannesburg on Sunday. The third ODI will be played tomorrow at Boland Park, Par. And now for a look at today's newspapers, it's over to Subhadra Ramachandran.
Thank you, Anuja. UP unlocks major relief for realtors in Noida. 2.3 lakhs stressed home buyers likely to benefit, reports the Times of India on its front page. A headline in the Economic Times says, India to export air defense system to Armenia. Deliveries to start soon. Viksit Bharat Sankalp Yatra records 1.03 crore footfall since November 15, states a pioneer. The Times of India refers to the return of the upcoming Northeast Festival in the national capital from 22nd till 24 December with music, dance, fashion shows, food and lesser explored wonders in the Seven Sister State. The statesman notes 4,000 spiritual leaders from all traditions invited for Pran Pratishtha of Ram Lalla in Ayodhya. And finally, in a record most expensive purchases in the IPL auctions, Aussies rule as Cummins stock breach 20 crore rupee mark, reports the Hindustan Times. With that, it's back to you, Anuja.
Thank you, Subhadra. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says world is confident that India can provide low-cost, quality, sustainable and scalable solutions to global challenges. IMF says Indian economy has emerged as a star performer and is projected to contribute more than 16% of global growth. Indian Coast Guard deploys ships, aircraft and disaster relief teams in flood-affected areas of South Tamil Nadu. Army evacuates 150 people to safety in flood-affected district of Tuticorin. Death toll rises to 127 in earthquake-affected Gansu and Qinghai provinces of China, and US announces new multinational task force to counter Houthi militants' threat in Red Sea. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.